Ford CEO Alan Mulally unveiled the new Ford Fusion Hybrid on Monday. He joins us now from Detroit. Alan, good to see you again. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Alex. Sure good to talk to you.
Alan, here's the exciting part to me. Trucks are back in the U.S. You know I'm a truck lover. Ford saw 24.4% on the month growth in trucks. That's almost 11% increase on the year. So guys like me sit around and say, what does that mean for the larger economy? Does that mean that contractors are now busy again and they've got to update their old pickup trucks, or is it something else?
No, Ali, I think you're exactly right. And our best estimate right now is that we'll see a continuing expansion of the U.S. GDP in the range of 2 to 3%. And we're seeing all of the durable orders, also the construction and the demand for the pickup truck increasing. And as you know, as we've gone through this recession, we have the oldest inventory that we've ever had, where the average age of the cars and trucks are approaching nearly 11 years. So what's really neat is that we invested during the toughest of times, and now we are here for the consumers with this fantastic lineup of vehicles.
Alan, if you're right about the 3%, if we get to 3% growth in the United States, we'll all be celebrating that. We're not getting that in Europe, obviously. You and your dealerships can often see a recession before anyone else can. What's your sense of what's going on in Europe on showroom floors?
Well, clearly, we're all concerned, like all of us, about the sovereign debt issues, and I'm just, very pleased, like all of us, that the leaders are trying to move decisively to deal with it. Clearly, the effect has been a slowing down of the economy and a slowing down of auto sales. Now, having said that, it's pretty well leveled off, and we think this year it'll be somewhere in the $14 to $15 million range, which is still very, very healthy. But clearly, focusing on getting the economy going again and dealing with the sovereign debt is the most important thing we all can do in Europe.
Let's move east from there. You've got a new joint venture, a new project in India, manufacturing an SUV there. You're expecting Asia in general to account for 70% of your growth in the next decade. Now, we heard from India that things are going to slow down into the 7% range, which, boy, we'd give both of our arms to do that. But you just heard from Andrew concerns about growth in China. How does this factor into Ford's growth prospects in the parts of the world that are growing over the next decade?
You bet. Now, I think this is a really important development because they are working inflation. It is going to be the largest and the fastest growing market in the world throughout Asia Pacific. And even though it has slowed down from those higher rates, we think it's a lot more sustainable over the long term. And to your point, we are introducing nearly 50 new vehicles and powertrains in the Asia Pacific region over the next few years. And Ali, I just wish you could have been with me when we launched the new EcoSport at the Delhi Auto Show. The first day, 700,000 visitors, and the number one stand was a Ford stand, because here for the first time ever was a small SUV on a B-size platform right in the center of the Indian market, which also is the same size for China and Indonesia and Malaysia and Thailand. So I think our strategy of having a complete family of vehicles, small, medium, and large, and each of them being best in class, is really being well received in Asia Pacific.
As the years go by, we're going to curse you on the streets of Delhi and Mumbai as we see more and more of those Fords and traffic doesn't move. Alan, let me ask you this. You didn't take that bailout. You and I talked all the way through that financial crisis. You got a lot of love from investors at the front end, but the last year hasn't been great. Now, I know you're bringing back the dividend in March, or you're planning to, but why aren't you getting the love, and does it bother you?
Well, it doesn't bother us because, we're clearly caught in the bigger macroeconomic picture. And, auto sales are so directly tied to consumer confidence and the economy. And with this uncertainty, it's just an overhang on everything associated with the autos. But everybody associated with Ford and everybody that analyzes Ford absolutely believes we're on the right track. Those big decisions that we took, Ali, that you've covered so well, to commit to the Ford brand and the Lincoln brand, a complete family of best-in-class vehicles, do it during the worst of times, and be here now for the customers as the economy starts to expand. So we're in a really good position to continue to grow the business long term.
Alan, good to see you as always. Thanks very much for joining us, and enjoy the show in Detroit. Alan Mulally, the CEO of the Ford Motor Company.
You bet.